have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. He's with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. He's with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. He's with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you. He's with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope, with yours truly, Frank Ofosu-Appiah. I hope your week is off to a good start. Whichever way, whether it's good, bad, ugly, in between, so long as there's breath in your nostrils and a heartbeat in your chest, there's hope for you. It is not over until God says it's over. What a blessed day to be alive. What a bonus to be alive. What a blessing to still be breathing God's air. We don't take it for granted at all. And listen, it's because of you that we are seated here. Because when we get better, things around us get better. And that is the heart of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. I've said it, let me say it again. It's not another church. I know you all attend very exciting, very good churches. You have good pastors, preachers, prophets, apostles, evangelists, seers, wherever you go to church, support the ministry of that church. Do your best. I only come in to compliment, because a complete person does not compete. All I want to do is to help move you from crisis to classes. I want to move you from the bottom to the top. I want to help you hold your hand a little bit, scratch you where it's itching. I want to try and answer some questions that you're asking. That is why we are here today. So thank you again. These few minutes, we're going to learn together. We're going to become better together. The day you stop learning, that is the day you start dying. And so we are thankful to God for you. Episode number 127, 127. We started a brand new series last episode 126, What They Didn't Teach Me at School. Well, I'm welcoming you back to school, but not this one. What They Didn't Teach Me at School. Today is the second part of the series. We're going to look at a few things. I've met a lot of people with degrees, in fact, more degrees than a thermometer, and yet they never got an education. Life can be a school, and we're going to learn together. Some things that you will not find in a formal curriculum. Some things that your guidance counselor will not ask you to take as an elective. We're going to learn some of these things. Episode number 127. You know what we do all the time, don't you? Pick up your device and let's share whilst I welcome a few people. Listen, we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube. Facebook, Ambassador of Hope. YouTube, Frank Ofosu-Appiah Official. Let's do that. Let's share. Tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your friends that it is time. Thank you, my Honorable Adumaje Champon. She says, I'm looking young. I don't know if I'm feeling young, but thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, really, really. Kofi Ajogle, life can be a school, indeed. Thank you. Let's welcome all our friends. Praise this. The Lord's hands are upon you. Jehovah Rofika is your God. He's your mighty God. By His stripes you are healed. Nadia, I hope you are doing very well. All the way from the land of 10,000 lakes. I hear it's still snowing in Minnesota. I don't know how people live there, but you've got guts. God richly bless you. Pastor Richard. Represented from Tennessee, Pastor David. Ogazi Eccentrics. You know, I'm watching out for you. God bless you, Ogazi. Listen, Ogazi does some amazing designs. If you see me wear some of those, fabrics and things, it is Ogazi. We're going to showcase him one of these days. He is the best in the world. Trust me. Jojo Amani and all these people, they have nothing on Ogazi. I'm telling you, we are telling our own story. We are changing the narratives, and these people are coming. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. Natasha, God bless you. Adam, God richly, I don't know if I can say God richly bless you. You're a supporter of Chelsea. You were rooting so much for my team to lose last Sunday. You pretended you were feeling sorry for me, but I can see through all the hypocrisy. So you beware. Watch your back. Watch your back, Adam. Watch your back. But Adam, welcome. I hope you and the children and the wife are doing very well. None anymore. Good evening to you. God bless you. Kwame, Prince, blessings. God richly bless you. Yeah, Ogazi said that he's ready to update the old memory. Yeah, a lot of you, your hard disk has been corrupted. So I brought some antivirus thing to, devirus you, to deworm you, to deprogram you and reprogram you. Some of you need that. There are some old mentalities. Listen, what brought you here may not be what takes you over there. All you know is not all there is to know. And where you are is not all there is to be. You need to take a risk. You need to step up. You need to be challenged. You need to be stretched. Your mind, whenever your mind is stretched, it never goes back to the same place. Sometimes the only difference between a loser and a winner is the information you have. And that is why I'm seated here. I really want to help you. So please, let's share. Just share. President, God bless. So it's a bonus to be alive. It's true. We are so rooting for you. Christy, Efua, I hope you are doing very well all the way from the Bronx, the Republic of Bronx. There's only one Bronx in the whole wide world. If you've never been to the Bronx, you've never been to anywhere. Before you go to heaven, you have to do a transit in the Bronx. And Reverend Festus, you are right there. Linda Moore, good evening to you. Nana Morrison, cheers. Are you doing well? God bless. God bless. All the way from Ottawa, Canada. Rams, there's only one Rams. Rampy, God bless you. Abba, how is Wisconsin? Milwaukee. Even saying the name is very painful, but I can forgive you because you represent us there, so we can forgive you. God bless you. There's a Gabondi Ofosu-Appiah here. Great to be present at the school, Bob. God bless you, Bob, my brother. Cleopatra, good evening, Eliezer. God bless you so much. Oh, Abba, you spoiled the whole thing. I was saying nice things about you. You are Gunners for life. How could you support Arsenal? Well, you are a Londoner. Okay, I can forgive you. You are a Ghana for life. God bless you. But I can't stand you. Oh, the Edem to Arsenal. Oh, these guys have ganged up against me. All right, okay. Julia, give him all the glory. Julia, good evening to you. Auntie Mary Frimpong, God richly bless you. Mama Silla, good evening. Mary Sweets, God richly bless you. Susan Hesse, Susan, thank you for the phone call the other day. You were going to give me that phone call. I got it. Thank you, Mami Misa. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. Dora, good evening to you. Emma, God bless. God bless. Okay, Abba is not in Milwaukee. She's actually in Oshkosh. So Oshkosh, the nice part of Milwaukee is Oshkosh or whatever. Oshkosh, where they do all those, baby things. So God bless. Oshkosh Bigosh. That's the thing, isn't it? I know. You think you don't know. I know. God bless you. Sam, good evening to you. Sam, good evening to you. Sam used to make my clothing for me many years ago before the coming of John the Baptist. And it's so wonderful to have all your old connections. You must really honor your old connections. And I honor all of you. Thank you for your life. Nana Jehu, good evening to you. Lola, good evening. Emini Wealth. Esther, good evening. Daniel Soldier, Koyo. Miriam Ofosu-Appiah is also here. Vanessa, good evening, everybody. It's going to be a blast. We're going to learn together. I hope you are all alert. You are all set. Get your notebooks, get your charcoal pens, crayons, anything that. We've been taking lessons from the School of Life. Let me do a very quick recap. I've said that education does not only happen in the four walls of a formal classroom. Never forget that, because sometimes we tell, this man is educated. It's all the system of this world, to put us in a box. Yesterday, I was teaching a master class and I was telling them that from the womb to the tomb, everybody you meet wants to put you in the tomb, in a box. The womb of your mom is a box. Once she gives birth to you, they put you in a crib. It's a box. Then they introduce you to a playpen. It's a box. To play school, it's a box. To kindergarten, it's a box. Your high school, middle school, they are all boxes that they try to program you. to the university, it's a box. You finish, you get a work in the office, it's a box. Then finally they put you in a tomb, it's a box. You have to break out of boxes. Color outside the lines. Do not allow anybody to put you there. And this world, it's true, it's the system of the world. They tell us when you haven't been, well, school is very good. I like school. You've got to go. You've got to learn. You've got to play the system. It's very, very important. People are going to ask you for a piece of paper. You know, what have you done? And those things talk about you. But there's an aspect of life, ladies and gentlemen, that formal school, formal education will not give to you. You will not find it. I've been to many schools. I've been to colleges. I've been to universities. I've got some degrees coming out of my ears. But some of the most, some interesting people I've ever met were people who had university degrees. Listen, I've learned that in this life, even nature has so many things to teach us. Nature has so many things. Don't walk through life with a tunnel vision. Don't walk through life blind. Don't sleepwalk through life. Observe, open your eyes. The greatest teacher who ever graced this earth with his presence was a carpenter from Galilee. A lot of his teaching, he used natural things from nature. He talks about the fig tree. He talks about the pearl of great price, talking about investment. He talks about the dragnet, talking about hard work. He uses this so that people can relate. So life has a lot to teach you, my friend. You can be educated with books and be very uneducated in life. You've got to have some street smarts, and that is why I'm doing this series. There are a few things that I really want to open your eyes to help you, so that when you are armed with a college degree in one hand, and you are armed with life degree in the other hand, you will be a very terrible customer for the enemy of your soul. Listen, the wise man writing in a book called Proverbs, he told us in Proverbs chapter 4 about some 4 little creatures. He says that they are the smallest of God's creation, and yet they are exceedingly wise. Talks about the ant, the locust, the rock badger, and then the lizard or the spider. Out of them, they teach us a whole lot of things. The ant teaches you about preparation. You know, prepares its food in the summer, knows that summer will not be here forever. After summer, there comes the fall. After fall, there comes the winter where they cannot harvest. And so it talks about preparation. It talks to us about the rock badger positioning. You know, it's feeble, it's not strong, but hides within the rock so that the birds of prey cannot get it. It's positioning. Talks about the locust, partnership. They all get together and they do an amazing thing. It talks about the spider. The spider talks, the only one that ends up in the king's palace, no matter whatever it is, security systems, you always find a spider somewhere. And so it's important that you get these life lessons. In fact, he also tells us in Proverbs 24 about learning from a lazy person. Sometimes the wise learns more from the foolish than the foolish will learn from the wise. He saw a lazy person, and out of that, he got some lessons. You know, he says, when I looked at the lazy person, had a farm, maybe it was bequeathed to him, left to him by father or something. You know, had all kinds of things. The walls were there to protect. But after a while, everything was left to chance, to the elements, and they all broke down. He says, out of that, I learned a lesson. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the arms to sleep, then poverty shall come upon you like an armed robber. So please understand that. In our lesson so far, we'll be looking at this thing called failure. I know we don't like talking about it. I know we don't like facing it. But failure is as old as humanity. Before you reported from eternity past, here, on your way to eternity future, failure was here. And failure will be here for the foreseeable future. Hear me, my friend. There's nobody born of a woman into this world who will ever escape failure in our lives. Failure is a very present reality with all of us. I know a lot of you would like to walk through life like you've never failed in anything. Yeah. I mean, please stand aside and let those of us who have failed, who have PhDs in failure, just have a little bit of high-fiving ourselves. Listen, no matter what it is, no matter how perfect, passionate, well-intentioned, well-money, degreed, whatever, connected that you are, one day, failure is going to chase you down. You will be on your merry way. You will feel a tap on your shoulder. You're going to turn around, and then he's going to say, my name is failure. Sit with me for a while. Let's hang out a little bit. So never forget that. Listen, there are a lot of places that you can live at and enjoy life. There are a lot of addresses that you can live, that your life can change. But I want to plead with you in the name of everything that is holy. There's a place that I do not want you to live at, and that is that river in Egypt. You know the river in Egypt? Some of you are living there. I'm talking about denial. Some of you are living on the river of denial. Don't deny. We have to be realistic in life. Don't let some extreme motivational speaker lie to you that you can take a little piece of stick and kill a hungry lion who wants some prey for its food. Life is real. That is why I'm coming your way. I told you I'm not coming here with some flowery things and tell you that. I wish I could tell you that life is a bed of roses. But if you've lived longer than one day, you're going to agree with me that life is a fight. Life is brutal. You know Christian Hans Andersen. You know, he wrote some very interesting fairy tales. The Brothers Grimm and Christian, they wrote some interesting tales. And normally their fairy tales will start with once upon a time. And it will finish with, and they lived happily ever after. We all love that. We all love that. Once upon a time, they lived happily ever after. But you realize that between once upon a time and living happily ever after, there's a middle. And that is where all the mess is. Life is not just at the beginning. Life is not just at the end. Life happens in the middle. When you have said amen to your prayers and you have to face contradictions, that is where life happens. And let me tell you something. All of us, you, me, I don't care how anointed you are, you may be so anointed that you even glow in the dark. You will experience this thing called failure. It doesn't mean you are a failure. You just experienced it because failure is an event. It's not your life. What is failure? Let me do a little definition of failure. I'll put it out there on the screen for you. I said here that failure is a situation or occurrence in which something does not work out as it should. It means there has been a failure. When something does not work out as it should, it's a life, an occurrence, an expectation, something that you produced and didn't produce, it's a failure. And it all happens. So long as you are a card-carrying member of this human race, you are not exempted from it. And the last episode, 126, we began to look at a few things, and so we are going to go on from there. Let's make some quick reference to our notes, then we continue from there. And I hope to finish with the failure, and then next week I'll draw your attention to something. But listen, the first thing we said is that you should never fear failure. Never fear failure. We've been programmed in our institutions. We've been programmed in this world. The media, whatever, have programmed us to be afraid of failure. So people in this life, they don't play to win. They play not to lose. Listen, your passion for success must be greater than your fear of failure. Never forget that. Your passion, your determination for success must be greater than your fear of failure. Never fear failure. Whatever it is, you are going to face it one time or the other. I told you last week that it's because we live in an imperfect world. We are imperfect people. We hang out with imperfect people. We have imperfect emotions. And so long as we are imperfect, there are things that will malfunction. The second thing is never misunderstand failure. Never misunderstand failure. Because many people misunderstand this thing called failure because of the way it has been presented. You make a mistake, adversity strikes, and somebody looks at you and says, shame on you. Shame on you. You should know better than that. It starts from when we are little. And so we misunderstand failure. Listen, we need to have a new understanding and perception about failure. Let me tell you some few things about that. Number one, understand this, that failure is inevitable in this life. Failure is inevitable. Get it straight. You are human. You live in this imperfect world. You traffic with imperfect people. You have imperfect emotions. So at a point, you are going to fail at something. You are going to fail. You are not going to have straight A's from the crash all the way to you have your PhD. There could be a time that you have an A-. So please, you will not get perfect. Get used to it. You will make mistakes or mistakes will make you. So failure is inevitable. Number two, failure is not final. So don't misunderstand failure. Failure is not final. There's nothing absolute about failure. In fact, success and failure are different sides of the same coin. Success and failure, and they are relative. What one person considers success can be another person's failure. Never forget that. What somebody considers a great success and they are rejoicing, to somebody is a failure. So in the final analysis, the only one who decides whether something failed or not is one person, and that is you. So don't misunderstand it. The fact that you failed yesterday does not mean you have failed forever. I want you to know this. Listen to me carefully. All roads to achievement pass through a land called failure. All roads to achievement, they pass through a land called failure. Success is often conceived in the womb of failure. Show me one man who has prospered. Show me one woman who has broken through in this life, and that individual can tell you about how many failures they've had. Many times we try to hide them, but I want to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. If you try to avoid these things, you are going to miss out on your dreams. You are going to sit and do nothing. Failure is the price we pay to achieve success. Can somebody tweet that? Failure sometimes is the price we pay to achieve success. So don't forget it. So I told you, failure is inevitable in this life. Failure is not final. And also note this, that failure, you have to learn to separate yourself or the person from the event. You are not your experience. You are not failure. You are not the poster child for failure. Don't answer to those names. You are not your experience. Listen, never permit anybody to tie you to an event. Unpleasant event, that is. Never permit it. You are not a problem. You are not a failure. You are not a poster child where people look and say, here is failure going. No. Something happened. So what? Get up, move. Falling down does not make you a failure. It is staying there that may make you a failure. Dust yourself up today. Say, but I skinned my knees. Put some Band-Aid and get on and move. It's important that you understand that. So we'll be looking at that. So the first thing we talked about is never fear failure. Number two, never misunderstand failure. And under that, failure is inevitable. Failure is not final. Separate yourself from that thing. Let's look at the third thing today. And that failure can be a stepping stone. All of these things are not in the college curriculum. No teacher goes to teacher training, whatever, to come and teach you this in life. That is why I really want to help you. I want you to look over your shoulders and realize that you've been lied to. Too much. Somebody has lied. Somebody never told you the truth. That this world sometimes can be very interesting. Failure can be a stepping stone. Please hear me. It was the great teacher, Charles Spurgeon, who said that adversity is the richest place in the field of life. Adversity is the richest place on the field of life. Learn to use whatever setback, failure, adversity as a door to greater things. It's important that you understand that. Listen, you know this post-it that we use. It was somebody's mistake. It was somebody's failure. But out of that, the M Corporation or whatever have made millions out of that. Somebody left some kettle corn overnight or whatever, and it turned to cereal. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, some of the things that we line up in the stores, in the grocery to buy, if you only knew the history and the background, they were people's mistakes. Would it be a joy for somebody to pay you for your mistakes? Don't let your mistakes be your undertaker. Let your mistake be your uptaker. So let me give you a few keys. If you've ever gone through any form of failure, whatever it is, any form of failure, face the failure, and let me give you a few keys to handle that. Are you ready? Welcome again, everybody. Who is here? Knock, knock. Who is home here? Cleopatra, God bless you. We have any more? Isaac, God bless you. Thank you so much, Isaac Pele. God greatly bless you. Nadia, yes, God bless you, daughter. God bless you. Eric Obey, God richly bless you. My call is all. Ransford, God richly bless you. You went on a long break. Thank God you are back. You are back. It's good to have you back. Santi, good evening, man of God. Ethel, God bless you. Ajua, Sheila, Mimi, Odro, Sheila, Eva, my attorney, God richly bless you. Yvonne is in the house. Jojo Emmanuel Lawson, the great evangelist to the nations. Are you still in the Philippines or Malaysia or something? I follow you. Doing amazing. God richly bless you. Going to places that ordinary people don't go to. More grace upon you as you travel the world. God richly bless you. Auntie Augustine Archery, good evening. Joe Bandy is in the house. Dinek, I hope you are doing very, very well. God richly bless you all. Listen, I'm going to give you a few keys that are going to help you. Collins, obeying from the Republic of Kaswa, Kas City. Nanawaku, God bless you, man of God. God richly bless you. Rudy, oh, really? Rudy Kwanzaa, I think I need to hear that. I need to hear your story. Rudy says that one day I posted your program, what one of your sons did to me. Hey, I still remember that. Really, let me tell you something, and everyone listen. You see, when a cat jumps on a hot stove, when a cat jumps on a hot stove, it learns two lessons. When a cat jumps on a hot stove, you learn two lessons. You know this, ambassador of I just want to give you wisdom. When a cat jumps on a hot stove, it learns two lessons. Number one, don't ever jump on a hot stove again. And lesson number two, don't jump on the stove at all, because you never know whether it's hot. So, Rudy, I don't know, but I really would love to hear your story. So please DM me and let me hear your story. That would be interesting. I like things that will make me laugh a little bit. So let's look at it. And if I need to sort the person out or give you a bribe, we can do. This is family. This is family. You know, I like to teach in a relaxed environment where people can learn. You know, sometimes when things are very intensive, people get jittery. But that is my style. That is my grace. So we learn a lot. Ofosu-Appiah, God richly bless you. The best immigration attorney. If you have any immigration issue, let all roads lead to AB Legal Consult. I think we need to do something. Let's watch and God richly bless you. Let's go. Let me give you a few keys. Number one, if you have ever had failure in anything or it's been troubling you, it's been hanging over your head, it's like a monkey on your back and something. Number one, accept responsibility. Accept responsibility. Now look at the word responsibility. You can easily see that it's an amalgam of two words. Response and ability. So I'm talking about your ability to respond well, positively, triumphantly to your present circumstance. So you take responsibility. Hear me. You and I may not be able to control what happens around you, but by God, you can control what happens within you. You may not be able to control what happens around you, but you can control what happens within you. So long as the water does not get into your boat, you will not be sunk. Never forget that. Whatever has happened, whether you made the mistakes or somebody else's mistakes has affected you, you have done some unbelievable things that you are not proud about. All of us have things in our lives you are not proud about. Listen, be bold, be humble, face yourself, look at yourself, have a meeting with yourself. Don't blame everybody for everything. It was like this old man, this old man, his grandkids came to visit on a hot summer day, and it was so hot, and the old man was relaxing in the lounge. It was hot, the fan was blowing, everything was so hot, heat, and the children were bored, so they wanted to play a practical joke on grandpa. So they looked for some stinking Limburger cheese, and they crawled and they smeared the cheese on the mustache of grandpa. Grandpa woke up and said, I smell, this room stinks. Let me move here. So he moved to another bedroom, smelled the bedroom, said the bedroom stinks. Wow. He went to the kitchen, smelled, said the kitchen stinks. Went to every room in the house and said, man, let me go outside. Let me go, this house stinks. He went outside, sniffed around and said, the whole world stinks. What he didn't notice that the stink was not in the world, the stink was right there on his mustache. And sometimes we blame everybody except the one that we should look at in the eye and accept responsibility. Listen, take responsibility for what is. Don't allow, if you allow somebody to write your check, they'll write it to themselves. Face it. There are about 4 ways that people respond when things happen. Instead of taking responsibility, there are 4 ways. Number one, they blow up. Have you seen people like that? They overreact to every negative situation. They take their frustration on others. They are always angry. Road rage, guns, this, speaking, going on Facebook, venting, throwing shade. They may not mention your name, but if you have the brains of a freshwater fish, you know who they are talking about. They are you love people like that, don't? I hope you are not one. I hope you are not one. Don't blow up. The second thing that they do, instead of taking responsibility, is they cover up. They cover up. This is the oldest and the easiest response to failure. If you don't believe me, ask our first parent on earth, Adam. Adam did not take responsibility. He covered himself up. Hear me. Whatever you cover does not go away. In fact, it may grow bigger and bigger and bigger and embarrass you at the end of the day. Don't cover it up. For others, they don't blow up. They don't cover up. They speed up. Yeah, they speed up. By this, I mean they work harder. They work faster without changing direction. Maybe if I work harder, maybe if I work faster, it's going to... No, hear me. If you are headed in the wrong direction, increasing your speed will only get you to the wrong destination faster. If you are headed in the wrong direction, increasing your speed will only get you to the wrong destination faster. I don't care how educated or anointed you are. There's absolutely no point in climbing a ladder very fast, only to recognize when you get to the top that it is leaning against a wrong wall. I don't care if you are going against the traffic. People can be clapping for you. You can be you can break your speedometer. You are still in the wrong direction. Speeding up is not always an option. And then the fourth one, which is really sad, is they give up. They may not blow up, they may not cover up, but they just give up. 90% of people who fail in this life are not defeated. No, you are not defeated. They simply quit. So please don't blow up. Don't cover up. Don't speed up. Don't give up. Take responsibility. Roll up your sleeves and say, this is my call and I'm going to take it. Never forget that. Never forget that. So number one, accept responsibility. Number two, get over yourself. Whatever mistakes you have made, whatever failures that have happened, get over yourselves. Nothing perpetuates failure like self-absorption. You are full of yourself. When you think, I can't believe it's me, it's you, it's happened. So what, my friend? I know people who are always walking on the knife edge of insanity because they are afraid somebody will discover that they have failed before. You put on airs and graces. Listen, all the makeup will never help you. All the beautiful fashion will not help you. Adam, ask him. He had the best fashion to cover himself until the sun came up. It didn't help. Get over yourself. You are not all that. The reason why some people have so much negative thinking and poor mental health is because you are full of yourself. You are full of yourself. The smallest world you can ever live in is a world that you are champion of. Stop making yourself the only item on the program. It is difficult to have a relationship with somebody who is full of themselves. They always want to be the baby at the dedication. Forgive the crudeness of my illustration, but they always want to be the corpse at the funeral. It doesn't happen, my friend. Stop second-guessing yourself and second-guessing other people. Stop putting all the attention and the spotlight on you. Greater people than you and I have gone through failures. You are not alone. If you're a Christian, whatever, look at in your Bible. Look at Moses. He murdered. Look at Abraham. He threw his wife under the bus. He lied. Did you ever realize that? What about Jacob? He stole from his brother. He lied to his father. Do you see that? Noah, the one who saved the world, and he was supposed to renovate the world, he was naked and drunk in his own tent. Have you thought about that? Jeremiah cried too much. Isaiah was too hard. Jonah, he was sent. He bought a one-way ticket and went the opposite direction until a big fish swallowed him. So I can go on. Look at David. That's what David, I don't even want to go there. David and his family, their life can easily be turned into a television miniseries. His kids were raping sisters. Brothers were raping sisters. Brothers were killing brothers. Can you imagine? And yet God says, this is a man after my own heart. So what makes you think that you are the only one out? Stop taking yourself too serious. I don't say don't take yourself serious, but too serious. Start putting other people first. So please get over yourself. Have you ever tried to look at the back of your head with a two-way mirror? You see how hard it is? You know, you put one mirror here and you try to look at how the back of your head is. The truth is that the back of your head is there, but the only problem is that your head is in the way. Can you take your head out of the way so you can see clearly? Get over yourself. Don't let your ego be so tied to who you are that when your ego goes down, you go down with it. No. Read biographies, read stories, study after successful people, and you find out that they all had their fair share. You know what one of the greatest presidents of America, Abraham Lincoln, went through? He's a poster child of how to succeed in life in spite of incredible failure. You can make it. You can. Some of the heroes of denominations, John Wesley and all of these, you read about them. And then you learn to honor. Get over yourself. Number 3, be willing to change. Be willing to change. If you always do what you've always done, you always get what you've always got. If you always do what you've always done, you always get what you always got. Listen, even if you didn't create your situation, you have the power to create a solution. Never forget that. The bend in the road is never the end of the road unless you refuse to change. There are too many, you are so rigid, you are so set. I've met people, they are in their 50s, they are in their 60s. What they learned in 3rd grade has stuck with them, no change. Of course, there are some things, that are sacrosanct. I know, like doctrines and those kind. But life is fluid. Life is fluid. You have to understand. You have to learn to roll with the punches. It's incredulous that sometimes I meet 12-year-old people and they are quoting the Bible in Old King James, and it's because of their father and their father before them and their father before them. And I'm saying, come on. Can you be cool a little bit and understand that if the Lord Jesus Christ walked on our shores today, it could be that he wear t-shirt and jeans and flip-flops. Trust me. He was extraordinarily ordinary. In fact, he was so ordinary that Judas had to identify him to the military who came to get him. Hear me. You can always create a solution. Be willing to change. The situation may not change, but when you change, then that which came to take you down will not take you down. You remember the words of one of the great apostles, Paul, in Romans 8:28? He says, and we know, you must know, that all things, not some things, let this comfort your heart. All things, all means all things, work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. I love that. Which means every negative thing, every bad thing within it has the potential to bring something positive in your life. So be willing to change. Sometimes the breakthrough is not in how hard you fight. The breakthrough is not in how hard you scream. The breakthrough is not how long you pray or fast until you become like a piece of steak, but it's just a change. Yesterday I was teaching a class and I was telling them that anytime there's conflict, anytime there's a situation that is unpleasant, pain is a warning. It is telling you that there's something wrong either with a person or with a system. Anytime there's pain, it's telling you there's something wrong with a person or a system. It means change it, work on it. So let me begin to finish. I hope you have learned something today. I'm going to conclude. Somebody is really, really coming out. Apostle Grace, hey, we love you, one of God from this side of the world. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. God richly bless you. Now listen. Yeah, I like this. If you're heading in the wrong direction, increasing your speed will only get you to the wrong destination faster. Isn't it nice? I just made it up and I think it really took off. That's very good. That's very, very good. Gozel, blessings. Doris, go for it. I'm in your corner. Rosemary, God richly bless you. Esther Naomi, yes. All roads of achievement pass through a road called failure. Oh, you like that? It's yours. It's yours for free. Listen, everything that I say is copyright. It means you have the right to copy. But make sure that you copy it right. Please do that. Eunice, God bless you. Rehoboth, yes. My Rosie Million, good evening to you. It was good talking to you today. Vanessa, God richly bless you. Wendy, how is Texas? How is Dallas? I hope you and the family are all doing well. Tell them Grandpa says hello. And hopefully I'll get to see them sometime. Lulu, God richly bless you so much. Now let me give you my final thoughts and my final keys, then we are out of here. Why is the whole world not listening to this? Why is the whole world not listening to this? Let's go right ahead. I'm going to give you some few things about failure, and then hopefully I'll step out of your way today. Number one, if you have been through failure, if you have experienced failure in anything, life, marriage, ministry, relationship, business, whatever it is, let me give you key number one. Acknowledge the failure and place the failure in the hands of God. Acknowledge it. The worst thing that you can do to yourself is to pretend there has not been any failure. And remember, then you cover things up. Please, call the situation what it is. Put a new face on the thing It is the first pathway to deliverance. Why would the Lord Jesus Christ meet a blind person and ask the blind person, what do you want me to do for you? It sounds like a red herring. I mean, I'm blind. But could it be that the blind person did not want to be healed? Maybe he wanted more anointing and favor to beg. So you must acknowledge that it is. I've been a Christian for a little while, about 4 decades upwards. And I've realized that within the remit of my Christianity, modern day Christianity, many of us have perfected the art of hypocrisy and pretense. Listen, give it to God. That, Lord, you know what? I've failed in this. I've done wrong. I messed it. Somebody messed me up. I can't fix this thing. You are the fixer. Psalm 55 and verse number 22. I want to read that from the Amplified and from the Passion Translation. It says, cast your burden on the Lord. Listen to it. This renders the Hebrew well. Cast your burden on the Lord, releasing the weight of it. Give it to him and take your hands off. He can handle it. His shoulders are broad enough. And he will sustain you. He will never allow the consistently righteous to be moved. He will not allow you to slip, fail, or fall. Think about that. The same thing in 1 Peter 5:7. What does the Passion Translation say? Let's look at it. So here's what I've learned through it all. Leave all your cares and anxieties, failures, at the feet of the Lord, and measureless grace will strengthen you. So acknowledge it, whatever it is today, after we are done, even right here as we are here, give it to the Lord. It's put you down, it's burdened you, it's made you feel terrible. Listen, a couple of Sundays ago on Resurrection Morning, and I told the people, that failure has a voice, and the voice is loud. It doesn't only speak about your past, what you've done, but it speaks prophetically for the future. Don't allow that voice to put you down. In fact, I have a whole book that I've written called Silencing the Voices. Every normal human being, every given day, you hear more than 10,000 voices. Adverts, radio, whatever. In fact, maybe I need to go back and revise my notes with social media. And voices are always vying for our attention. And the dominant voices, they set the direction of your life. That is why I've said it many times. Whoever is informing you is forming you. Don't allow the voice of failure to define you. You are afraid to go to some parties. You are afraid to appear on social media. You are afraid to dress the way you want to dress. You don't even want to go to your favorite church to listen to your favorite preachers or choir, all because of something that happened that you think. Listen, sometimes people don't care. Get on with your life. Put on your makeup, my sister. Extend your lashes. Walk with a swag. Man, gentlemen, go to the barber, get yourself a new haircut. Get a brush, put it there. Just turn everything upside down. Walk to that same place and announce that the person you knew yesterday is not the person who is here today. Acknowledge it. Put in the hands of God. God's hands are capable. He will deal with it and will never tell the other person. Number 2, let the past be the past. Let whatever is in the past be the past. Please hear me, my friend. Learn to keep your past failures where they belong, and that is in the past. Stop dragging unnecessary baggage around with you and telling everybody who has 2 ears to hear all your yesterdays. Listen, you are not a history teacher. Like that. You are not a history teacher. Stop telling everybody about your history. And by the way, listen, let me tell you something. For those of you who are in a dating situation, let me give you some dating 101 wisdom and I'll walk right past. Anybody that you are in a dating relationship with who continually wants to explore all your past to the day your mother gave birth to you is a red flag. Run. Run. You cannot meet somebody on day number 1 and run your mouth, open your mouth so much that your guts fall out. If the thing doesn't work, you are in trouble, my friend. Your friends don't need an explanation. Your enemies will never believe you. I'll repeat it. Your friends, they don't need an explanation. Your enemies will never believe you. Listen, even when you walk on water, they will accuse you that the reason why you are walking on water is because you can't swim. I'm enjoying myself tonight. Refuse to be held hostage and captive by your past failure. Don't answer the names and designations that people give to you. You know, in the Gregorian calendar, we have AD and we have BC and AD, before Christ and after. You should, in your life, you must have BF and AF, before your failure and after your failure. Get on. Shake off that thing. Shake off the cobweb. Shake off the fear. Shake off the insecurity and move on with your life. You are not the first person to have failed. And trust me, you will not be the last person. If only you knew the people who are accusing you, if only you knew what they had in their cupboards. Get on with your life. Don't descend into the gutter with anybody in a slanging match. Go on. You are not your experiences. You are who you are. You are who God has made you. Shake that thing and live your life. Number 3, find the advantage in your adversity. Find the advantage. Listen, in every failure, in every situation, there's a hidden advantage. Every mess has a message. Every mess has a message. Stop crying. Stop the belly aching. And look for the avenue that leads to advancement. Could it be that what you consider a failure is a hidden door of opportunity? You see, we live life forward, but we understand life backwards. And if you look over your shoulder, you realize that many of the things that you thought came to take you down was actually something to take you up. May God give you wisdom. May God give you advantage. May God open your eyes for you to realize that what they meant for evil, God meant it for good. You remember the story of Joseph, that 17-year-old boy who was going to take food to his brothers, and his brothers hated him not because of the coat of many colors, but because of the dreams that he had. They put him in a pit to find out. Remember, what did they do to Joseph? They sold Joseph to some Ishmaelites, Gibeonites, and he descended as a third-class slave to the Egyptians, find himself in the house of Potiphar. He's given another coat. Mrs. Potiphar takes it. He goes to prison. He's given another coat until his time came, and Pharaoh gave him another coat that nobody could take. I'm saying this to say this. Joseph was sold by his brothers. That's what the narrative tells us. Until one day I was reading the book of Psalms, Psalm 107, and the Bible says that he sent a man before them, Joseph. Then I got the understanding that even though the brothers thought that they were selling him, in the mind of divinity, he was sending him. There are things that people will say about you that is going to give you free advertisement. People may think that they are burying you, but it's only that you are going to find out that you are a seed that will come up. Have you ever realized places that you have cement, driveways and things, and little plants, little shoots out of the cement? That is the wisdom of God. There's an advantage. Clean your eyes, sit back, take in a deep breath, and ask yourself, where is the breakthrough in this breakdown? And finally, for real, whatever you have done, whatever failure, move forward. Move forward. A true champion is not the one who has beaten everybody. A true champion is somebody who gets up one more time than he's been knocked down. He gets up one more time than he's been met. You are a champion. You are a hero. I'm looking at you today. Listen, don't blink. I'm looking at you in the eye. You are a hero. You are standing in spite of everything that they took you through. Your name, your time, your reputation, everything, the hatred. You are still standing, my friend. Do you know how many people every morning when they see that you are alive are worried? Do you know how many people spy on your page, Facebook, whatever is, IG or whatever, just to look at your obituary, but you are still there? Do you know how many people have heart palpitations when you dress up and you show up at school? My friend, trouble them. Show yourself to them. Proverbs chapter 24 verse 16. Proverbs 24 verse 16. For a righteous person, a righteous, not a sinner, not a bad person, a righteous person may fall 7 times. That is the perfection of failure. We're talking about, right, not a bad, not an evil, not a witch, not a righteous person may fall 7 times. But you know something? 8 times, get up again. It's only the wicked that falls permanently into calamity. What does the New Living Translation say about this one? It says that if you fall, New Living Translation in the 24:16. If you don't have it, forget about it. Don't worry. But listen, my friend. Listen. A righteous man may fall 7. Whenever you see 7, it's perfection. You can just fall until the fall even begins to clap for you. Get up again. That is what championship is all about. Dust yourself. He says that the godly may trip over 7 times, but they will get up again. One disaster is enough to overthrow the wicked. Let them laugh at you. Let them call you names. Let them throw shade. Let them do whatever. But my friend, prove them wrong. Let them understand that the Most High God rules in your affairs. You are looking at a man that have been through things before. Did I give up? No, it's not in my vocabulary. I got up one more time. I determined that I'll fight this thing one more time. I'll move on one more time. And you know something? I'm grateful to God that I got up one more time. Don't let that one mistake stop you. Don't let that one sin define you. Don't let that weight hold you down. You carry something on your inside. Pirates, they don't go after empty ships. In the same Proverbs chapter 24, one of my favorite all-time scriptures, I love it. Proverbs chapter 24 verse 10 says that if you fail in the day of adversity, your strength is small. But I like the New Living Translation. It says if you fail under pressure, your strength is too small. If you fail under pressure, your strength. In fact, the Living Bible is my all-time favorite in that. It says that if you fall to pieces under pressure, there was nothing in you in the first place. If you break into pieces under pressure, there was not. But my friend, there's something in you. You are the hero of your story. Pick up your pen, the pen of your life, and begin to write your biography. Cooperate with your maker. The Lord said to Jeremiah the prophet, come with me and let's go to the potter's house and I'll cause you to hear my words. Doesn't it sound like an anomaly? You are taking me somewhere to hear my words. You could tell me here, Jeremiah, but the Lord was saying, Jeremiah, there are some things you learn best when your eyes make contact. So I'm taking you there to see something and that thing will speak my word to you. And so he takes him to a potter's house and the potter was making a clay pot. But somewhere in the process of manufacturing, there was a flaw. There was a mistake. There was an adversity. There was a failure. Did the potter throw the clay away? No way. He put it back on the potter's wheel and remade it according to his own specification. And the Lord said, this is the lesson. As the clay is in the hands of the potter, so are you in my hands. No matter the failure, no matter what has happened, I can remake you to my own specification. He's the only one who is on record, never to fail, to say that I'm the author and I'm the finisher. God is writing your love story. Don't allow anybody to put the full stop on your life. Don't let what happened in your past, a divorce, a breakdown, a mistake, a sin, define you. Cooperate with your maker. And look at me once I tell you something. No matter what, it's going to be okay. You are still here. Your face is marred with blood, sweat, and tears, but you are still breathing. You never know what tomorrow will bring to you. My friend, failure is here, but so are we. And after failure is gone, we shall still be standing. My name, Ofosu-Appiah, Ambassador of Hope. I'm going to pray for you. Don't move. Don't go. Don't go. Don't go. This is not church. This is not offering time for you to go away. I want to pray for you. But before that, I want to remind you about the flagship program that is coming. You know, my life, my key ministry, my core ministry is leadership. And every year in this city of Atlanta, here in Georgia, in the United States of America, the greatest leadership program happens. It's called Iron Sharpens Iron Leaders Conference. Leaders Conference. It's leaders, not just pastors, but leaders. There's a leader on the inside of you crying out for expression. That leader, we want to bring that leader out. You can be a business leader, political leader, opinion leader, whatever it is. July 17th to the 21st, right there on your screen. Please register. Registration will be opened on the 1st of May. Every year, hundreds of people from all continents are represented here. I'm telling you, sometimes you don't need another prayer meeting. Sometimes you don't need another prophetic meeting for somebody to tell you what your name is. Prophetic ministry is very valid, is very powerful. We love it. But sometimes your problems are wisdom problems. Come and let's put some wisdom in you to go out there and shine and do amazing. The connection with people, the sisterhood and the brotherhood that you build. The food that you eat. There'll be a concert on the Saturday, huge. Thousands of people are coming. We have Nathaniel Bassi coming. We have Ntokozo coming. We have Joe Metal coming. I may even sing. Who knows? Depending on my mood. But it's going to be awesome. The speaker lineup is fierce. Please download our app, Advanced Life. Advanced Life. Go to Apple Store or go to Google Play Store and download it. That's where the registration. That's our preferred place of registration. Come in. Come to the day sessions. Take some time off. The greatest investment you can ever make is to invest in yourself. I invite you. If you need any help, please let us know. There it is. When you go out there, that is our logo, Advanced Life. It is one of the Adinkra designs. It's called Adinkra Hene. It talks about leadership. It talks about leadership. From the wisdom of Africa, we have these symbols that speak. They don't yell, but they are very eloquent. So there it is. So I want to pray for you before you go. What they didn't teach me at school. They didn't teach you about failure. I want to help you. And who knows what is coming next? It's going to be exciting, isn't it? Tell somebody to tell somebody. If they missed it, we leave them there. They can always go back. Pastor, we have left them there. You can always go back, make notes, and go preach it. Preach it like it's yours. It's fine. You have a copyright. It's the right to copy. Father, I pray for any individual that is listening to me today who have gone through some traumatic experiences. People have laughed at you. Nature has even pointed fingers at you. But I pray for you today that the God of heaven, the potter who handles the clay, will give you a fresh breath of lease of life. I am praying for you that your failures, your mistakes will not define you. I'm praying for you in the name of the Lord, that whatever you have committed will not be a capital offense that will keep you imprisoned forever. I pray in the name of the Lord, anybody that is battling guilt and shame today, may the hand of the Lord snatch you out of that prison. And I pray that new confidence will come upon you. May God give you a second wind to face life. I pray for that one who today thinks that I am too old and I've made too many mistakes. May you see the grace of God waiting for you even where you are trying to escape from. May God wear you like a coat, that your latter days will be your best days. God Almighty order your steps. Give you wisdom from above to make decisions of quality. I pray for you. God Almighty keep you secure tonight as you lay your head to rest. May no enemy bypass your defenses. May no spirit that is not from God ever touch you. May no disease, infirmity, calamity, tragedy locate you. I pray that you will rest well tonight. May all your organs respond to the ability of the resurrection power of the Lord Jesus Christ. May you not suffer any stroke in the night. May you not suffer any blood diseases or any wrong diseases in the night. May spirits that operate in the night against the purposes of God never locate you. May the angels of God's mercy watch over you. I pray that God will keep you secure until the break of a new day. God bless you. God make your week a very successful week. Look at failure and never fear failure. In the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, the Son of the living God. If you are the only person on earth, God will love you still. His Son will come to die for you. And this ambassador of hope will still give you hope. I'll see you when I see you. Please sleep well. Bye-bye.